For years, I didn't like Oprah Winfrey. She's not the type of person, tough, smart, and powerful, you'd want to have an issue with. But I felt the type of way about the things she said about hip-hop music in the past. It seemed like every time Oprah would go off about how hip-hop was misogynistic and ruining America's youth, she was talking about the same things on my album. What actually
said something, I made a comment about not understanding why they were choosing specific people for the Me Too stuff.
Yeah, that's Oprah.
That's Oprah.
Yeah.
Okay. Named after the Oprah, and your cat's name is?
And Gail. And I'm the only one who's been vocal.
If you want me to start dropping them, Oprah.
In shock. Do you take responsibility for the situation that you're in right now?
100%.
100%.
100%.
I couldn't believe it because I loved her so much.
It's $6 to $8 million. I said, Tyler, who you talking to? I'm a black woman. Where do they pay those type of salaries, brother? I said, what I cannot do, Tyler, is work for free. I've done what I was supposed to do. I cannot go overseas and do this for free, Tyler. So then he goes on about his spiel, you know. I said, well, listen, you can write me the check for me to go overseas. I don't care where the money comes from, but I'm not going to do it for free. He says, well, I don't believe in giving money away for free. I said, I don't believe in working for free, so we're on the same thing.
That's Oprah.
That's Oprah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oprah Winfrey and 50 Cent, a clash of worlds that started over 15 years ago when Oprah criticized the rapper's lyrical content. What began as a heated conversation about rap culture has since snowballed into a full-blown feud between the two icons. But now 50 Cent is back with revelations that could change everything. Did Oprah really deserve his shots? Or was there more behind their falling out? In today's video, we're diving deep into how 50 Cent just destroyed Oprah with a truth bomb that left fans stunned. Buckle up, because 50's not holding back. But of course, before we go any further, make sure first that you subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell for more updates and videos like this. Let's get into it.
And I'm the only one who's been vocal about this long before it actually. But I also didn't participate. I also didn't go to those parties.
Yeah. 7 months ago, we made sure, I already knew, that Diddy and Oprah is about to get arrested. Did you ever find out who did it?
Yeah, I knew who did it shortly after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they are now where?
Oh, the guy who actually shot me.
Hey, what do you think of Oprah for president?
I love that.
You do?
Yes, yeah.
Were you skeptical?
You're looking at it and you're saying that everything that's wrong with our culture is why I'm a success.
Wow.
So when I actually got a chance to talk to her, she was like, I never thought about it like that.
How about hashtag we all knew? How about hashtag tell the truth? How about hashtag accountability?
To be on it. Oprah was where A-listers would go to promote their project, sell books, move albums, hype movies. I consider myself an A-lister, so how does that look that I'm not there too? I felt I had to explain my absence to my audience. So, as I tend to do, I kept it real about the situation. I did a few interviews where I said the reason Oprah wouldn't have me on her couch is because she's a reflection of her audience, which is made up of middle-aged white women. That audience finds me scary.
After his 2003 album, Get Rich or Die Tryin', launched him to stardom, 50 Cent, Curtis Jackson, shared an experience with The Guardian, where he felt Oprah wasn't very excited about his work. He had really wanted to be on her show, hoping to make his grandmother proud, but Oprah seemed hesitant to invite him.
I got the Epstein names. If you want me to start dropping them, Oprah. What? Who cares? I do. What do you mean?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And this is all like this stuff.
Tom Hanks. Who else is on that list? We already know who's on that list. That's why they're scrambling.
Many believe this was because of the harsh and misogynistic themes in some of 50 Cent's lyrics, which didn't align with Oprah's values. There appeared to be a clear disconnect between what 50 Cent expressed in his music and what Oprah stood for. Over time, though, their relationship changed. They went from being distant to becoming friends. And eventually, 50 Cent's dream of being on Oprah's show came true. This was a big moment for him and showed how their relationship had grown beyond misunderstandings and differences. He later shared that when they finally met, he and his grandmother appeared on her show, which was a special moment for him. Although they talked during the show, they didn't touch on the more negative themes in his music, something he was willing to leave out for her.
Every time she made a mention to hip hop culture, it was something that was wrong with it. And it was something that was on my CD that was the largest debut in hip hop album.
For years, I didn't like Oprah Winfrey. She's not the type of person, tough, smart, and powerful, you'd want to have an issue with. But I felt the type of way about the things she said about hip-hop music in the past.
In another interview with The Guardian, he explained that his lyrics came from his real-life experiences, saying that after being shot 9 times, his music reflected that part of his life.
Did you ever find out who did it?
Yeah, I knew who did it shortly after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they are now where?
Oh, the guy who actually shot me is dead.
Their relationship faced another challenge when Oprah got involved in a documentary about a woman who had accused Russell Simmons of misconduct. This decision made 50 Cent uncomfortable, given the connection to the allegations. However, when Oprah eventually stepped back from the project in 2020, he reportedly felt some relief. 50 Cent has also been spoken out about how he feels Oprah treats other black artists in Hollywood, including people she's worked with like Taraji P. Henson. It seems like there's still tension between Oprah and Taraji. Oprah reportedly blames Taraji for the poor box office performance of The Color Purple. Taraji had complained about bad working conditions and low pay, and Oprah believes these complaints made fans stay away from the movie, causing it to flop. There are rumors that Oprah and others in the industry are trying to hurt Taraji's career. Some say she's not only losing out on new opportunities, but also losing jobs she already had because no one wants to work with her. 50 Cent, who already had issues with Oprah, is against this. There's even talk that he warned Oprah to stop or he'll reveal something about her child. With so much drama going on, there's a lot to unpack in this situation.
Because it was like, it didn't make sense to me, babe. I'm like, so what did she do? She said something you didn't like? So she didn't work for 13 years after that?
Right.
And then I know Tyler wouldn't support that. He never told nobody not to work with her.
Tyler Perry?
Yeah. When I talked to him, he was like, nah, I never told no one not to work with her. And I said, but you Tyler Perry, and you never told anyone to work with her.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And he was like, I never looked at it like that. Because I said, you just got to consider how strong your influence is at that point. Because
I haven't seen a raise in my income since Proud Mary. And almost had to walk away from Color Purple. Yes, ma'am. Who said what? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Because you know what? If I don't take a stand, how am I making it easy for Fantasia and Danielle and Hallie and Felicia? Then why am I doing this? If it's all just for me, why are you here?
The situation around The Color Purple has turned out to be more complicated than expected, with Taraji P. Henson caught in the middle. Despite her recent success, Taraji openly shared that she was paid very little for her role in the movie. This sparked a lot of talk about the struggles black women face in the film industry. Some people didn't like that she spoke up, saying it wasn't the right time to complain while promoting the movie. Usually actors are expected to be positive during press tours to get fans excited. To be fair to Taraji, she wasn't trying to badmouth the movie or cause drama. The issue came up during a SAG-AFTRA interview where she revealed that she hadn't received a pay raise since she worked on Proud Mary in 2018. She also admitted that she almost turned down the role in The Color Purple because the pay was so low.
Just tired of working so hard, being gracious at what I do, getting paid a fraction of the cost. You get tired. I hear people go, you work a lot. Well, have to. The math ain't mathin'.
This sparked a larger conversation about how many black women in Hollywood are often underpaid. Even Viola Davis, a highly respected actress, mentioned she's still not paid what she deserves, despite reaching EGOT status, which is a major acting achievement. The discussion grew beyond just Taraji, with other actresses like Keke Palmer and Gabrielle Union also speaking out about the issue.
What broke my heart about seeing it is that Taraji is one of our treasures. You know what I mean? She's one of the ones that has been in the trenches for forever. She should be paid what she's worth. And the tears that she cried, they weren't just for her. Because each of us that are further along in our careers, we're trying to leave the door open for every black actress that's coming up behind us. And the fear that she had and the despair that she had was that she is not making enough to be able to tell them what they should be asking for. And she knows that if it's hard for her, it's even harder.
Things got even more intense when Taraji became emotional during an interview with Gayle King, where she said she was thinking about leaving the industry because of the unfair treatment. Fans were upset with the interview, feeling that Gayle was trying to defend her friend Oprah, who produced The Color Purple and was accused of offering Taraji low pay. Some fans even brought up Oprah's past, suggesting she might try to blacklist Taraji, similar to what happened with Monique. In 2009, Monique found herself in a situation similar to what Taraji is going through now when she starred in Oprah's film Precious. Reports said that Oprah not only paid her $50,000 for the role, which seemed very low after taxes and deductions. Even though the pay wasn't great, Monique took the role, knowing it could win her major awards. And she was right, but things took a turn when Oprah asked her to do another press tour for the movie without offering any extra pay. When Monique refused, Oprah reportedly got upset, and this led to Monique being blacklisted in the industry.
And the difficulty came in when people that look like me, like Oprah, Tyler, Lee Daniels, and I gotta put my brother Steve on the list. Y'all knew I was not wrong. Each one of you said to me, Monique, you're not wrong. And when I heard you go on the air and you said, my sister done burnt too many bridges, and there's nothing I can do for her now.
In just a few days, Monique went from being praised for her role in Precious to being seen as difficult to work with. Oprah publicly criticized her for being negative, saying that responding to negativity with more negativity only creates more negative energy. She added that it's important to rise above it and to be a force of light.
To see those tears and to hear her say she's not being paid fairly.
Yeah, I mean, the truth is none of us are.
Where's my raise? I haven't seen a raise in my income since Proud Mary. I do something and I break another glass ceiling. When it's time to renegotiate, I'm at the bottom again like I never did what I just did, and I'm just tired. I'm tired.
After this, Monique's career took a hit because people in the industry were hesitant to work with her. What made it even worse was that many of those who stopped working with her privately agreed that she was right, but were afraid of crossing Oprah. This situation highlights the complicated power dynamics in Hollywood, where influential figures can have a big impact on someone's career.
I got labeled as difficult because I said one word, and that was no. Now, I said no to some very powerful people. I said no to Oprah Winfrey. I said no to Tyler Perry. I said no to Lee Daniels. And I said no to Lionsgate.
Monique confronted Steve Harvey on his show, accusing him of being a hypocrite. However, she found strong support from 50 Cent, who, despite his reputation for stirring things up, often speaks out for black people's rights. After attending one of her stand-up shows during Super Bowl weekend, 50 Cent publicly backed Monique's comeback, praising her talent and calling for her to get the recognition she deserves. He did the same for Taraji P. Henson, showing his support and even offering her a job with fair pay. Around this time, 50 Cent also warned fans that Oprah might be trying to blacklist Taraji from the industry.
We got a chance to talk to her. She was like, I never thought about it like that. She's not where she's at by accident.
Interestingly, as 50 Cent raised these concerns, Taraji seemed to change her approach. She took back her earlier comments and started praising Oprah. In an Instagram post, she called Oprah a strong supporter and shared how much Oprah had encouraged and guided her during their work on The Color Purple. Taraji's post appeared to shift the conversation, highlighting Oprah's positive impact and moving away from previous criticisms. The situation got so bad that the conversation stopped being about the movie and instead focused on the poor working conditions black women faced during the project. Fantasia and Danielle Brooks joined in on the conversation during an interview, sharing the mistreatment they experienced on set. They revealed to many people's surprise that they didn't have their own dressing rooms and had to share a communal space. On top of that, there were no catering services, so they didn't have access to food while working. These stories shed light on how poorly these talented actresses were treated, which ended up overshadowing the movie itself.
Taraji, as Blitz, our director, says, I mean, I have been watching her from the beginning. And to just have someone just be a guide for us, be our voice box. I remember when we first came in and we were doing rehearsal and they put us all in the same space. Like we didn't have our own dressing rooms at the time and they did not give us, sorry, Miss O, we didn't have no food. She had no idea.
As expected, the movie didn't perform well, which is disappointing considering the high hopes and heavy promotion. Even with a cast full of stars like Fantasia, Taraji P. Henson, and Halle Berry, the bad press led to a major flop. The movie had a budget of around $100 million, but only brought in about $58 million, resulting in a big financial loss. In a bid to recover some of the losses, the producers moved it to streaming while it was still in theaters, realizing it wasn't attracting enough viewers. There are even claims that Oprah and the producers lied about the film making $18 million on its first day.
I recently saw you on Oprah's special, so how are y'all getting along, and have y'all spoke after this?
I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't have anything against Oprah.
You just called her a bitch.
I'm going to tell you why.
You named your dog Oprah, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
That.
Look.
I remember that.
According to IMDb, the movie only made $11 million, and a source pointed out that not all of the $58 million earned goes to the studio, as theaters keep half of it. The Color Purple earned less than $12 million on its opening weekend and totaled $58 million overall, but only about $24 million went to the studio. With a large budget and marketing costs, the film lost at least $75 million. 50 Cent claims Oprah is furious, especially since the movie was important to her production company, Harpo Film Studios, which already had 2 previous films that didn't do well at the box office.
Once upon a time, you didn't like Oprah.
Right. You're looking at it and you're saying that everything that's wrong with our culture is why I'm a success.
Wow.
So when I actually got a chance to talk to her, she was like, I never thought about it like that.
The Color Purple was supposed to be a huge success for Harpo, but it ended up being a major embarrassment. Now the producers are reportedly blaming Taraji, accusing her of disrupting the movie's promotion and using it to push her own agenda as an underpaid aging actress. While Taraji faces this criticism, Oprah is also being held accountable for not handling the situation well. Insiders say Taraji is going through a rough time, fearing her career might be over. She's trying to reach out to powerful people in the industry to get Oprah off her back. But so far, she hasn't been successful. She's losing jobs and not getting callbacks from agents and producers. Taraji attempted to control the situation, saying she hopes people can focus on the movie again because her comments seem to be overshadowing the film, which isn't fair to her or the other cast members. However, reports suggest that only 50 Cent is publicly supporting Taraji. He's even threatened to reveal something about Oprah that could cause her an even bigger controversy than the current issues with black actors. Recently, Ice Cube also opened up about a long-standing issue with Oprah and her platform. In an interview on Tucker Carlson's Twitter show, Ice Cube shared that he had tried to appear on The View but faced resistance, revealing his frustrations with both Oprah and the show.
What platforms have banned you?
I've been I tried to go on The View. They didn't have me on The View. Wow. But I've been excluded. I've been excluded on Oprah.
On Oprah?
You may not have realized that I'm not part of it.
I would think you'd be the person Oprah would want to promote. I mean, you grew up in South Central, you were successful.
Ice Cube shared his thoughts on why he's been left out of certain shows, mentioning that some hosts seemed uncomfortable with his views. He wasn't sure if the producers were avoiding the issue or if a specific host didn't want to give him a platform to share his opinions. He recalled being on The View in the past, but noticed things changed after he became more independent in his thinking, leading to several disagreements. Ice Cube believed these conflicts were due to political differences and his evolving perspective. Talking about being excluded from Oprah's circle, Ice Cube remembered not being invited to promote movies like Barbershop or the show Black White on her platform.
I had a movie called Barbershop,
I remember.
That I wasn't invited to participate with the cast. I produced a show called Black White.
Despite being involved in 3 projects pitched to her, he was never invited, making him wonder why this pattern kept happening. He first spoke about this issue back in 2006 during an interview with FHM, when he mentioned the tension within the Barbershop cast and the controversy around Oprah's support of Frey's book. Ice Cube explained, "I've been part of 3 projects that were pitched to her, but I've never been asked to come on."
Whole cast on, but I wasn't invited, and so I don't know.
On Oprah's show.
Yeah, so I don't know what that's.
But Oprah's obviously a saintly, godlike figure who's revered by all decent people.
In that FHM interview, Ice Cube expressed frustration that Oprah had invited people with controversial past on her show, but not him. He said, "She's had offenders, child perpetrators, and lying authors on her show, but I wasn't invited. If I'm not a rags to riches story for her, who is?" At this time, Ice Cube had already become a well-known actor with roles in movies like Friday and Three Kings. So his exclusion led people to wonder if there was a bias against hip-hop culture back then. Interestingly, 50 Cent had appeared on Oprah's show, which was a different experience from what Ice Cube went through. Ludacris's frustration with Oprah dates back to 2005, when the cast and director of the movie Crash appeared on her show to promote the film. While most of the cast like Don Cheadle, Sandra Bullock, Thandie Newton, Matt Dillon, and Terrence Howard were happy with the interview, Ludacris had a different experience. His main issue was how Oprah treated his music and public image.
That's the question.
Live.
Without being, edited.
Right.
I want to go on Oprah live.
What was it that she edited out, just for those who listening, who trying to figure out what was it?
It was it was certain comments that she had made about, I was there for Crash, for the movie.
Yeah.
And basically she said something about not agreeing with my music, but she thought I did great in the movie. And of course I was up there with the whole cast of Crash.
Mm-hmm.
And so I didn't necessarily felt like that needed to be said. You
Mm-hmm.
You didn't agree with my music. And even if you don't agree with certain songs I made, say this, you don't agree with certain songs, don't say you just don't agree with all of my music.
Right.
So it was a lot of...
In a later interview with GQ, Ludacris shared his disappointment about how Oprah handled his appearance. He said she edited his responses, leaving out the parts that didn't fit with her views. He also mentioned that he was invited to the interview at the last minute, which made him feel like he wasn't really welcome. Ludacris compared it to being in someone's home where you don't feel comfortable. He suggested that Oprah might have a bias against rappers, even though she denied this. This situation brought attention to the strained relationship between Oprah and hip-hop artists, with Ludacris feeling sidelined during his time on the show.
So it was a lot of comments that actually, basically, she was able to say what she said, and then I had my rebuttal, and when I saw the final show, her comments were in there.
Right, was in there, but yours wasn't in there.
And mine weren't in there, so it just looked like I kind of took it.
Wow.
Like, was just quiet and didn't say
Yes,
nothing.
ma'am.
I did.
Yes, mother Oprah. Yes.
Nah, but I have a lot of respect, of course, for Oprah. I don't see how anyone can't have respect for Oprah. What she's accomplished in her lifetime, I just think that we came to a disagreement about something. And you can have loved ones, you have family members, you have friends, you have arguments, and you disagree, and sometimes you agree to disagree.
Yeah.
But, at the end of the day, like I said, I want to go on Oprah live.
Right.
In addition to 50 Cent, Ludacris, and Ice Cube, other black artist Katt Williams has spoken out about his issues with Oprah. Katt believes that instead of truly supporting black artists, Oprah has been used by the higher-ups in Hollywood to control and manipulate black talent. He claims that Oprah has helped enforce conformity, making sure black artists stick to a specific narrative.
Are you not afraid about being blackballed again? These are some power people.
These people are not powerful. Satan can't create anything. That includes blessings for his people. You know what the #1 job of somebody that sold their soul in Hollywood is? Is to act like it didn't happen. They all do the same job. But I'm not scared of being the competition. Yeah, on paper, they're a better team. They have all the assets and resources and we don't. But let us get on the line, boy, and see if that factors.
Katt's accusations go beyond the recent comments from Taraji P. Henson. He says Oprah has been undermining black artists for years. He pointed to an incident with Ludacris, where Oprah allegedly treated him unfairly during his appearance on her show to promote the movie Crash, leaving him in a bad light. Katt's claims suggest there's a more complicated and controversial side to Oprah's public image, which he's determined to reveal.
I suspect that we're pretty awful people if we say that somebody got a mental illness and then we watch what they do. If you say somebody got special needs, then why would you be watching them and holding them accountable like everybody else?
The controversy surrounding Oprah's platform deepens, with Katt Williams suggesting that the edited Ludacris interview is just the beginning. He criticizes Oprah for her role in damaging Michael Jackson's legacy. In 1993, Michael Jackson gave Oprah a rare interview, which helped boost her fame. But according to Katt, their friendship eventually soured, revealing a more complicated connection between Oprah and the controversy surrounding her platform.
Katt Williams was correct again.
It's all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed.
After Jackson's demise, Oprah, once seen as a friend, supported the controversial Leaving Neverland documentary, which portrayed Jackson in a negative light. She also interviewed his accusers, Wade Robson and James Safechuck, even though they had previously recanted their accusations under oath. Oprah's decision to revisit the MJ case sparked speculation that she was tarnishing his legacy. She defended her actions by saying it was important to expose harmful patterns in the industry. But this became even more questionable given her ties to figures like Harvey Weinstein and Jeffrey Epstein, who were both involved in similar misconduct.
The fact that Oprah didn't get a Golden Globe nomination is shocking.
Hey, what do you think of figures may have been dreading has happened as dozens of big names have been revealed in the first wave of late convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein.
Oprah's connection to Weinstein and Epstein have raised questions about what she knew regarding their actions, creating a strange contrast between her push for awareness and her ties to individuals involved in the very issues she speaks against. This becomes more complicated with accusations from British actress Katie Noble, who claims that Oprah and Naomi Campbell helped Harvey Weinstein deceive her, leading to SA. This situation exposes a web of contradictions in Oprah's advocacy and her industry relationships.
Be in touch. And he was with people in which I admired dearly. He was with Naomi Campbell. He had Oprah Winfrey there with him, who entered the room and was swinging off his arm and just seemed like a very dear friend. And these, like Oprah, Naomi, Rita, and Georgina, they all sat at his table. And for me, meeting Oprah was like, oh my God, like I would have thought that I would have to be someone who's established, who everyone would have had to know about before I was privileged enough to meet someone like Oprah. So that gave me so much confidence in him at the time when he...
Katt Williams points out that Oprah's stance on SA seems inconsistent, especially when it involves people she's close to. He highlights her connections to men accused of inappropriate behavior, questioning how she handled these situations. One notable example involves Oprah's interest in a Brazilian spiritual healer known as John of God.
You describe yourself as a spiritual medium. What does that mean, a medium?
Médium, eu sou espiritualista.
As a medium, he's a spiritualist. He believes a great deal in God, and he practices this mission.
Already, I am right now, because this sounds crazy.
When we went to Colorado for the A to Z event, we had a lot of legal evidence that we made sure we already had because we knew a list of people were about to get got. You can't run for that long.
Oprah didn't just speak highly of him, she even flew to Brazil to meet him and later invited him onto her show. But things took a dark turn when John of God was exposed for horrific crimes, including child and human exploitation. It was discovered that he had women chained, forced them into pregnancy, and then sold their babies in the organ trade. This shocking revelation painted a disturbing picture of someone Oprah had once supported. The contrast between her initial endorsement and the later exposure of John of God's monstrous actions adds another layer of complexity to her associations and raises serious questions about her judgment in such matters.
But what happens here is much less divine intervention than downright exploitation.
After the shocking revelations about John of God, Oprah's response to the controversy puzzled many people. Even though she had been connected to the disgraced spiritual healer, she quietly removed videos of him from her website without offering any apology or public explanation. Her decision to acknowledge or address the scandal made it feel like the disturbing truth about John of God was being quietly erased from her world. Katt Williams suggested that powerful connections may have helped keep this scandal from getting widespread attention in the U.S. media. But what do you think about all this? Will Oprah's string of dark secrets be finally revealed? That's all for today. We hope you enjoyed that video, and if you did, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more videos like this.